Welcome back to the fourth and final round of Tuesday Night Modern. We've got a treat for you guys on this fourth and final round. We've got one of my favorite archetypes, Storm, being piloted by one of Kyle's favorite pilots, Hunter Hersko-Fugitt.
Whatever.
It's an interesting one. Playing against Jeskai Control, I'm not 100% sure how this matchup goes. I'd imagine that Storm is a little bit favored just because of the redundancy, and that Jeskai Control is a little heavy on the removal given the current meta.
Yeah, I'm curious how this Jeskai deck is built. If it's anything like a kind of Harlan Fearer's Jeskai burn deck, he might have Spell Quellers for interaction, but otherwise,
yeah.
I don't know if he has any other like mana leaks. I guess maybe.
Yeah, you could have like mana leaks or like the odd negate.
Yeah.
Logic Knot, I think I just saw, is reasonable but not great.
So I think Zach's problem is going to be the fact that what interaction he does have is not going to be backed up by a solid clock, just giving Hunter just free draws essentially to get back into the game.
Yeah, he
and
just
set up again.
Set up another great Storm turn.
And I think Hunter's big struggle is maintaining a proper board state.
Just keeping everything tidy.
Yeah.
It's always a struggle.
It truly isn't.
I wish a dude with a boombox just walked by, because then we'd be in the 90s. Looks like Hunter's keeping his 6.
He'll go to 17 probably off of the Steam Vents just to cast an island. 19. I think he's going to cast a Sleight of Hand.
Sleight of Hand solid.
Yeah.
It's no Serum Visions.
Well, it's Sleight of Hand. It's not Serum Visions.
That's true. Literally what I just said. Could not be any more true.
Hey, great minds and whatnot.
How do you feel about this graveyard configuration?
What is his graveyard? What is his board? I don't even know. Does the cards over to the right seem to be his graveyard?
They do seem to be that way.
You can tell there's graveyard because I don't know.
There's a sorcery in it. You can't have sorceries on the battlefield.
Sure, yeah. If it touches a sorcery, it's in the graveyard.
A
okay.
Second Sleight of Hand.
Yeah.
The second one's a little bit worse than the first one. It's no preordained, though, that's for sure.
Well, it's not preordained, but I don't think it's bad. You're digging, you're grabbing.
Oh, you're digging. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. You always get the better of the two cards.
That's true.
None of this Serum Visions mystery card and then a Scry. Is that a Noxious Revival for the turn?
I believe it is. And we got a fast land. So I think we're content seeing Island and Fetch to just pass here. We can set up a turn where we go into turn gifts.
I don't know. Let's just let's gifts while he's fetching.
Well, we can't gifts yet, but ideally we're going to gifts while he's fetching.
Oh, we can't ritual into a fetch? Or ritual into a gifts?
We could, but we probably don't want to waste the ritual.
If we have a great... I don't want to say how to do it, but I think you just end a turn, grab a Paretic, Desperate, Past in Flames. You can grab anything of that Manamorphose. But I guess the problem there would be that he doesn't have the discount, the Goblin Electromancer or the Baral. So he might come up short still.
So I think that's why we want to cast the gifts on his turn so that we can untap and then play the creature and then potentially go off from there.
I guess with...
well, taps out for a Geist.
Tap out, punish him.
Yeah. Now it's on. We get...
If we were going to do this, we should have done this when he just had one blue man up.
Well, so we're doing this to set up for next turn?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Right. So if he just passes on
I
his
guess,
turn,
yeah.
Then like our next turn is very risky.
Yeah, that's true.
The question is if he has a Baral or not.
Do we grab the Baral with a pile?
If he has one, I would imagine not. But
no, he's brought it to the front. Like he's gonna put it. Ugh. I've not played very much Modern Storm. I always felt like it was just.
So I saw a Grape Shot. I didn't see much else in there.
Yeah, the hand was a Grape Shot and a Noxious Revival.
Okay, so Noxious Revival here makes some of these lines a little bit more interesting. So obviously he doesn't give him the Baral, but we can then Noxious Revival the Baral back to the top.
Do we? Ugh, I don't even know if we want the Baral.
Well, we need the Baral to go off. Otherwise, our rituals just don't have any value.
Okay.
So what he's going to do here is probably give him the Past in Flames and the ritual, and then bin the Baral and the other ritual.
God, this Storm deck is always so much work for not enough payoff.
So we've got some math to do, but this Noxious Revival is going to throw off all of the math. Oh, wow, that's the best case scenario.
So, end of turn, we're supposed... Okay, upkeep, sure. You can Noxious Revival in the upkeep. Yeah, that'll be fine. What do you actually want to Noxious Revival here?
The Baral. Storm count 1.
So do you think Hunter keeps track of his Storm in a visible way for his opponent when he's not on camera?
No. I think he might ask his opponent if they have a die he can use.
Okay.
Alright, so now we've got Baral.
Okay.
And now we get to start generating some mana.
Okay. So now we'll have 3 red. We have 5 red.
Plus 3 up to 5 red.
Ooh. I like playing Dark Ritual in Modern. I take all this back.
I think he cast another ritual.
So 7 red.
Oh no, it was a Manamorphose.
Okay. So
these Manamorphoses are just so great. How do you feel about free mana and drawing cards?
So now we're at the point of the match which I expected when we asked Hunter to play, that he has some mana. I don't know exactly how much he has. I don't know how much it's blue. I don't know how much is red. Probably a good combination mix of the two, which is going to... Oh, okay.
Alright, so now he's going to represent it for us.
So the red is going to be at 3 red, 4 blue.
That's reasonable. He drew the Gifts Ungiven.
Okay. And
so Gifts is fine.
You just value Gifts here for more rituals and a Grape Shot?
So he has a Grape Shot in hand, so he gets more rituals and a Remand, I think.
Okay, sure. That can't be correct.
You're
just going to bottleneck yourself on mana?
Okay. So he had the Grape Shot for 7, and then he was able to go off on rituals from the yard when he flashed back his Past in Flames.
Okay, sure, yeah.
And then Grape Shot again from the yard.
Don't tap out against the Storm deck, dummy.
Not for a Geist of Saint draft.
I understand the desire to have a clock, but you got to pick your fight.
Yeah, that was not an opportune time. I don't know if he knew what he was up against, though.
That could be true. Hunter could have been playing Blue Moon or something like that.
Absolutely.
I feel like Sleight of Hand is a good signal that your opponent's playing Storm.
I agree.
I know the Death Shadows deck is playing it somewhat, but still, if they're on Sleight of Hand, not trying to Inquisition or Thoughtseize you, they're storming.
Wow, 99 hit combo has declared that Storm is a piece of shit.
Well, I'm sure that guy just loses to it quite a fair Or he doesn't know how to play against it. Or he lacks interaction when he builds decks.
Maybe. I mean, it's not like the Storm deck is really thriving with interaction. Yeah, Sleight of Hand's a big giveaway. Zach just might not be familiar with the matchup. As I said earlier in the broadcast here, we don't have a lot of Storm players in this area. I think it's very well positioned.
So, Zach, having Snapcasters in his deck, does he really have do you think he has many graveyard options? Do you just bring in Rest in Peace and just try to, like, make it a haymaker against him?
So if you have Rest in Peace, you can. You kind of have to catch them off guard with it. Because they can still go off, obviously, without a Rest in Peace in play. So I'm not.
But I think Rest in Peace turning off like kind of the value, like the value in gifts and.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely a reasonable sideboard card.
I just don't even know if a Jeskai deck would have it in the board.
Potentially.
This is that moment where you like build a deck with Snapcaster and Graph Digger's Cage. Shrug.
Easy peasy. You just start slamming Ley Lines of the Void.
Oh yeah, let's just
Yeah. I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Is that Mojo Man? Mojo Man? Either way, suggest going hard control for the sideboard plan, which is very reasonable.
What does a hard control even look like? We're just like bringing in Dispels and Cryptics?
Well, we probably have Cryptics in the main already.
I don't.
Mojo Man.
That's probably a reasonable option. I just don't even know if Jeskai decks are built like that anymore.
Some of them are. I think Zach is running some number of Cryptic commands in the main.
I think I saw one game one. Like.
Yeah, I agree that we just need to beat down with Snapcasters. Like, that has to be our clock.
Yeah, just ambush Vipers and Rest in Peace.
Maybe some clicks. Can I get a click?
See, those sound... Click is fine for the disruptive element, but I don't like trying to clock my opponent with X1s when they can just value Grape Shot them.
Sure, but I mean, they're going to do the same thing to Snapcasters.
Well, I think both of them are not great options.
Oh, Adam Olds is shipping Kyle and Hunter.
I don't even know what that means.
It means he's pitching you as a couple.
Worst buddy cop film ever.
That would be... I would actually pay money to see that buddy cop film. Yes, I agree that you can literally win with Trinisphere against Storm. However, Trinisphere doesn't do anything as any other deck.
Yeah, if Trinisphere was playable in Modern, we would have, I don't know.
A very sad Modern format.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Trinisphere is playable in what, like...
Vintage?
Vintage. And I have a buddy that plays it in Legacy, and it's not good.
Oh, the old Legacy Mud deck?
I have a buddy that plays Mud, but I also have the buddy that plays the old Blood Moon combo decks.
Oh, yeah.
Little Maul Catcher.
Oh.
Maul Catcher. Gatherer search that one, folks. Maul Catcher.
That's a sweet deck. I've seen that played in an SCG before.
He played it at he was on camera a few times for Eternal Weekend.
It might have been him then.
Yeah. There was a great matchup between Maul Catcher versus Reanimator.
Oh, wow.
A Gristlebrand was Sting Scourgered.
That's wonderful.
Okay, Celestial Colonnade, turn one for Zach.
Oh, he did bring in the Rest in Peace. He's got 2 in hand.
Okay. The old 2. If the first one don't get you, the second one will get Echoing Truth.
Stasis Guy, we know it's legal in Modern. We're just saying it's not good in Modern.
So Hunter's probably going to be cantripping this turn one. Yep, Serum Visions.
How do you feel about this Serum Visions versus the multitude of other Serum Visions arts that we've seen?
Worst.
Worst?
Yeah, I'm pretty high on the original 5th Dawn. And Jin-Jataxia seems like a pretty badass character.
I agree.
So this one just seems awkward. I'm not a big fan of foiling either, though, so...
Yeah.
If there's a non-foil version, maybe I would be a little more softer to that one.
See, that's what I want. I want non-foil, like, expeditions. I think that would be right up my alley.
There's a Cinderglade that was a promo.
But it's not full art, right?
Yeah, it's not full art, and it's not foil. It looks nice. So, Zach lands the turn 2 Rest in Peace. Let's see what Hunter does about it.
So, Hunter's definitely has sideboarded in some number of, like, Echoing Truths or something to deal with any sideboard hate. Because you have to anticipate it.
Okay.
We just don't know if he's got it. That's going to be the question.
Well,
Goblin Electromancer is going to put up a little bit of a clock here.
yeah, let's just get in there first. Let's start swinging.
Yeah, why not?
So Zach needs to find his red source so he can just Lightning Helix that guy out of here.
I don't think he kept a red source on top, although he did keep
a bolt.
That's peculiar.
I like the Swan Song though. Is that what I see?
The Swan Song is pretty good. I think
I see a Dispel.
I don't know if the other one's a Swan Song or a Negate. I think it might be a Zendikar Negate, or a Battle for Zendikar Negate.
Yeah, okay.
With the seashells.
Seashell. Let's see if Hunter actually gets feisty. Or if he just...
Oh, he's getting feisty.
You think?
He's going to turn it sideways. So another thing that the Storm decks do post-sideboard is kind of board into this Storm for, like, Storm count of 3 into...
the old Goblin Warrens package.
Yeah. The Empty the Warrens package.
Empty the Warrens, yeah.
I played some Goblin Warrens back in the day.
Hopefully not in your Storm deck. That seems real bad.
Yeah, not good in your Storm deck. Pretty good in your casual Goblins deck.
It ain't bad.
Really complement the Goblin War Drums.
I believe it was good in an EDH deck when I had infinite mana.
Yeah, man. That seems reasonable.
Isn't it? Is that the one where you sack one goblin and it becomes 2 goblins?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was really good.
Pretty good. Can Storm win through Rest in Peace? Absolutely.
Yeah, you just kind of just generate so many rituals and cantrip. The deck can honestly, once you start generating mana off of the Manamorphoses being made cheaper off the Electromancer, you just kind of start netting blue mana that you can use to cantrip. And you can do it the hard way, honestly, and just never cast a Past in Flames. Or you can do it for about 5 or so and just cast an Empty the Warrens.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if you have Storm count 3 and you cast an Empty the Warrens, that's essentially a turn 2 clock at this point.
Yeah.
A second Electromancer, we're getting real funky now.
Yeah.
Draws the red source. I guess he did leave it on top, so he will have access to this Lightning Helix.
Once he cracks it, though, he's going to lose that second card that he scried at the top, so...
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't really matter what you keep on top at that point.
Yeah, we're on the full Goblin Beats plan right now.
I don't know. I don't want to see Hunter just go all in and just chain it, but it's always impressive to see.
Oh, yeah.
Just
I love a good Storm combo off.
Yeah, you know, just doing it the hard way. Hard mode.
He's debating, and he is popping it. Decides he can't wait on this bolt.
Yeah, just grab a mountain.
Some of these decks don't run a basic mountain. This one does.
Yeah, I think you need a Lightning Helix this turn. Because Gifts Ungiven only costing 2 is a little too much value.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's letting him untap.
Okay, well then I don't know why we... Well...
Drew the Echoing Truth.
He has a click.
Alright, so drew the click.
He has the click.
Drew the Echoing Truth.
And Zach has the Dispel, though, for any interaction that Hunter might want to put up.
Right, I think he just has to let the click trigger resolve.
Do we try to race Hunter's 2 goblins with our click, or do we try to trade it off?
I think he tries to race here. Because he has the Lightning Helix. So he's only really erasing one of them.
So, Hunter, I think he wants to try to go for it, and it seems...
So he doesn't need to go all in here. Like, he can just send out this Manamorphose and see what happens.
Yeah, just play a red, get a blue and a red.
Right.
And gifts off of it.
Yeah, you can do that. So the thing is, he really doesn't want Zach to get this Echoing Truth. But at the same time, if he gets the Echoing Truth, it basically cycles that card for you, so you can draw into like another Ritual or a Goblin Warrens and then really go off.
Just let him have it.
I agree that you just have to let him have it.
Because I think an Echoing Truth there...
Echoing Truth goes to the yard.
Echoing Truth is in the yard.
So we've got 2 mana.
He's got a blue and a red mana.
So we've dispelled the gifts.
So Hunter got punished.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zach kind of got him there.
So it's not the end of the world here.
I don't think it's by any...
Because we've got a storm count of 5, and 2 of them are provided by your opponent. If he can...
Well, that's fine.
Draw into like an Empty the Warrens or a Grape Shot, it's huge for him. Because you get to kill the click, deal, I don't know, like 6 to Zach, and then swing it for 4.
So the thing is he's...
I don't want a Manamorphose here, though. Like, the point of...
Yeah, so he's Manamorphosing, and he's going to lose this mana because he's still in his draw step. He'll never get to Grape Shot with this mana. So he has to hit land.
He's got a land in hand. Oh, he drew a Remand.
Oh, well, okay, that's a thing you can do.
So he gets to draw a card.
No, he still has a red mana.
Yeah, he still has a red mana. And that's very relevant.
Yeah, our table spotter could grab the red mana because Zach picked that up, not Hunter.
So we're up to a storm count of 7.
I almost 2.
So I believe he's got 2 rituals in hand.
Is it Stormtown 6? There's the Click to Dispel, the Echoing Truth, Gifts, 2 Manamorphose.
Yes, 2 Manamorphose.
Okay. Hunter, you're not going to have any mana in your main phase to actually cast a relevant spell.
So he has 1 mana in hand. 1 land in hand.
He has 1 land in hand? Okay, I didn't realize he had 1 land in hand.
So I think he needs to grab Empty the Warrens, Grape Shot, Past in Flames, and then like something else. Manamorphose maybe is probably the best.
I don't think you can grab the Past in Flames because...
So he just bottoms the Past in Flames, which is fine.
No, he just bottoms your... You have to grab Grape Shot and Empty.
Right.
But then...
And you can make the last card a Noxious Revival if you really want. Because you still get to draw for turn as well.
No, this is in the draw step. He's already drawn for turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've mentioned twice that it's in the draw step.
Gotcha.
So the first thing you do is draw. I just think he needs more mana to do anything. And so if he has a land in play, I think you grab 2 rituals, Grave Shot, empty the Warrens.
Okay. So he can just bin both the Empty the Warrens and the Grave Shot at that point. You don't have the Past in Flames?
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay. So then I guess you have 1 ritual in hand. Mm-hmm. So then you have to grab Revival, because you'll still get the draw off of Click if he takes anything. So you have to get Revival, 2 action spells, and a ritual.
Right. And then you have to, let's see, he could put Revival and an action spell in the bin. And then Click resolves. And then you put the other action spell in the bottom. And you have to hope to draw into it, I guess.
Okay, then I stand correct, yeah. So what if he just leaves you with Past in Flames? So he bends your 2 action spells, bottoms the Past in Flames, and he leaves you the Manamorphose.
Right.
So maybe this is just a stupid gift that we shouldn't have done in the first place.
I won't disagree with that, but he's trying to go off this turn. If he draws with this Manamorphose into a Grape Shot, he looks like a genius.
Does he?
This is Magic.
Yeah, this is definitely
Magic.
Magic.
This is Magic Dynamic combo. They're playing.
If
you don't have to turn creature sideways to play Magic.
If you never played like some hardcore Storm control mirrors, you're missing out.
Yeah, there's a lot of interaction there.
I cut my teeth back in the day playing an extended when there was a Storm deck that just played the Medallions and Cloud of Fairy Snap.
Oh, yeah.
Into Mind's Desire. 16-year-old Kyle was not a good pilot of it, but I did play it. Don't think about it too long, Zach. I think you got him coming and going.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we did it wrong, Zach.
I think that's a mistake.
All
right, so Click resolves and Jig is up. So we've got 2 lands, one of which is a fetch.
So you have to put the Past in Flames in the bottom. And
but even still, he's going to get to Grape Shot you this turn.
He's not going to... Yeah, he's going to have to... So he's going to Grape Shot you this turn. It'll be for a lot.
It'll be for 6 and kill your Click, and you're swinging for 4.
He worried about that Manamorphose when he shouldn't have. That Manamorphose should be in his hand right now. Give him the rebuy.
I agree.
Like the mystery card.
Oh no.
What?
Oh no. Oh no. If he draws a ritual here. Luckily he did not.
So I guess Zach did bottleneck him. You can't really cast the Grape Shot for Val. Well, you can.
Yeah,
you just attack for 4.
Yeah, you ping his Click, Grape Shot him for 7, and then attack for 4, put him at 6, and then you have a Past in Flames in your hand for the next turn.
Okay, so Hunter's biggest Searing Blaze I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a big one. And so he gets to untap,
cast a Rest in Peace, and lose. Oh, he's still got Lightning Helix in hand.
Oh, sure, he still has that Lightning Helix.
So that'll be a buy him a turn or 2. Okay, so we got life totals at 9 to...
All right, so we've got a Baral, not quite the clock that we had with the Electromancer, but it's still something.
It is something. I think Hunter put a lot of energy into that turn when the Rest in Peace was just going to come back.
Sure.
and it only looked as close as it did because Zach kind of...
Yeah, it should not have been that close. So, Serum Visions, bottom, and we're at Storm Count 2.
And I don't want to like belittle like Zach's like decisions of trees and stuff like that because
they're not easy decisions.
It's really difficult, especially if you've never... I've played Storm for years, and I'm still like messing it up.
Oh, wow. So we got pieces of the puzzle. This is a strong one on the Storm deck.
Doesn't that put him in the graveyard?
You get 2.
Oh, it puts him on the bottom.
The rest on the bottom.
Ooh, or you just hit once.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, this deck is difficult, especially the kind of decision trees that Gifts opens up.
Oh, yeah.
And if Fact or Fiction is a hard card to play against, Gifts is even worse.
Gifts can be very difficult to play against. Fact or Fiction, you know so little information that it's just like you split them up 3 into 2, make them as equal as possible, and then just pray. Like, that's all you can do.
Yeah, they're definitely different decks. Fact or Fiction was so much of a value kind of card.
Yeah, Gifts is like combo value, and you never really know what they're going for because you never know what's in their hand.
Yeah. Oh, we hit a second Lightning Helix.
Wow. That's a good one.
That's a goodie. Let's just play out the rest in peace.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Let them know you got it.
Well, you saw Echoing Truth.
Yeah. It seems bad. I don't think it's actually correct, but...
Alright, so we got another sleight of hand here.
So we can start to play the mystery game of which lands of Hunters are tapped and which are untapped.
I think just the island is tapped right now.
Is it because it's tilted a full 90 degrees and not a 45 or 60 degree?
Yes.
Okay.
So he has a Swan Song in hand and I believe a Ritual. Oh, so we're Swan Songing our own Past in Flames. So we're dispelling the Swan Song so that the Past in Flames resolves and gets exiled.
The notion that like pieces putting cards in the graveyard is relevant to the board state, if it even does that, it doesn't really matter. He hit a bunch of non-spells.
I mean, it's still relevant because you have to resolve the card the way it's printed, but...
Yeah, it's not like it's getting an advantage out of it. But by all means, Twitch chat, go all in.
Tax for 4.
Oh my god. Okay.
And that'll do it.
This is our table spotter telling Hunter to read the damn card. It's easy when you're casting like multiple cantrips in a single game to like mess up how to resolve them. I know that I've definitely cast Ponders as Brainstorms and Brainstorms as Ponders, and
you're a savage cheater.
I'm a savage cheater.
DCI right
yeah,
now.
yeah. I don't know if I've ever actually cast a Ponder as a Brainstorm. That one would have been cheating in the time I was playing Legacy. That would have been pretty savage. But I've definitely cast Brainstorm as if it was Ponder.
It's also cheating.
I don't know. I didn't shuffle it or whatever. I just like looked at the...
I'm just saying, you're a savage cheater.
I looked at the top 3 and I put one back. Fires up the email to the DCI.
Oh no, I'm calling them. We're calling these guys. Got him in my contact list here. I've got Adam Prozac right here. I'm going to call him. Tell him to alert the DCI.
I definitely just don't think that you have a good definition of cheating if you think playing a card improperly is cheating. Cheating implies intent.
Yeah.
So, Hunter's sloppy. He's Pigpen, but he's too dumb to be mean. JD brought this on by putting Hunter on camera.
Oh, I did. I knew full well what I was getting into.
Oh man, we are just sideboarding intently for this game 3.
Yeah. Well, we know what the sideboard hate is for Zach now. So it makes counter sideboarding a little easier.
I appreciate if our players would just play.
Nope.
Yes, card was improperly resolved. You are correct, Twitch chat.
Still sideboarding.
So I think Hunter sideboarded some cards out and then decided to sideboard them back in. He's going to sideboard them out now.
Probably. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't want to improperly sideboard here.
So, JD, when was the last time you played Storm?
The last time I played Storm...
We're both good Storm fans, big Storm fans.
Yeah. Are we including drafting Storm in a cube?
If you want. Tell me some sweet Storm stories.
So, there was a Storm deck that you could play in one of the Masters set. What set was that?
Oh, was that...
It wasn't the most recent one.
The first one had the Arcane, split Arcane, but I don't think that you could...
Yeah, it had the...
Splice into Arcane and Grape Shot in it, I think.
Yeah, it had Grape Shot and it also had Empty the Warrens.
Yeah, okay.
So, honestly, all of my fondest Magic memories probably go back to Modern Masters 2013. Drafting that set was phenomenal.
When we won that box of it, why didn't we draft it?
Because nobody else wanted to.
I would have if it would have made you happy.
I'm just saying, I
would have value drafted for Street Race.
I opened more packs of that doing 2v2s and Team Rotches than I have of any other set, and it was like $10 a pack.
You're a savage. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Definitely a savage.
Okay, so there's a Storm deck in that format. All right.
Yes.
And is it just Splice? Is it like that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Okay. I remember playing back in Kamigawa, drafting the Dampen Thought deck.
Oh, yeah.
That was... When you figured out to do that, or Zubras in that format, like,
yeah.
You just became next level above everybody, just drafting a fair deck.
Yeah, everybody else is drafting Nezumi Cutthroats, and you're over here milling people out. You're like, what are you doing with your Pikers, man? Come on.
Good Goblin Piker. And as long as they didn't, like, ninjutsu the Mind Rot in against you, you were good.
Oh, man, the old Okiba Gang Shinobi.
Okiba Gang Shinobi.
That's a good one.
Man.
Yeah, that was a good format for Limited. Not so much for Constructed, but here we are.
It had its moments.
In Constructed, I think it had 0 moments in Constructed.
The Greater Good Dragon deck. I don't know if it was even a deck. I played it in Standard at the time.
It was a deck, and it was pretty good.
I don't know if I played the good version. I played the version I had built as a kid.
So in the first part of Kamigawa in Standard, it was.
Oh. Yeah, it was.
It was just a mess.
Yeah.
Like there's no Kamigawa card did anything except Umezawa's Jite. At which point it's just like, all right, well, I'm playing Affinity plus Jite.
I think there were some artifact hate cards that saw play.
Not from Kamigawa.
Okay.
So there was Wear Away, but it's worse than like Natural
Rise
Eyes,
and
Oxidize, Verdian Shaman, Molder Slug.
Yeah.
Like all of them.
The old Fresh Maker.
Yeah, Chittering Rats with Ninjas was pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, Chittering Rats.
not really competitive, but so I will say, back then they still had the big pre-releases.
Yeah, yeah.
I went to the pre-release for the third set, Saviors of Kamigawa, which the worst set of the block by far.
Yeah, the whole like cards in hand thing was bad.
Yeah, so I had a deck in a team sealed tournament that had 3 Promise Kanushis, which is 1 green for a 1/1 with Soul Shift 7, and 2 Kokushos.
Oh,
just the filthiest.
I'm on board with this.
So I go turn 1, Promise Kanushi. My opponent goes turn 2, discard spell, looks at my hand, sees a Kokusho, never takes it, never plays anything. Oh wow.
So Hunter just ramped out a Blood Moon.
This is interesting.
And so
a deck with red in it, he has ramped out a Blood Moon, but it turns off the Rest in Peace. This may be what he was waffling over here.
So since Zach didn't fetch on turn 1, he might just never see a basic.
Yeah, he might just be out of this game.
You got some bolts, buddy.
He's got a bolt. He can deal with the first Goblin Electromancer.
And like,
if that even comes down.
Yeah, and Hunter's in no rush now. He just this is the problem with Zach's deck. He's never gonna have a clock, and he doesn't gonna have one now. Definitely. Oh, or well, are we really?
So he drew into the Electromancer, and he can play the Electromancer here, and that's fine.
Yeah, he has a red and a blue.
But then he needs to stop.
We just hit the brakes here. Don't be doing math. Like.
Well, so you cast the Electromancer for
yeah,
sure.
you cast. Yeah, you have the mana. Cast the Electromancer.
And then you're.
And just stop. Because in response to this, he can bolt your dude, and you just wasted a spell.
So he has 2 mana.
He doesn't have 2 mana yet because it hasn't resolved.
Right. Once it resolves, he has a card
now he has
with
2 mana. Blue, red.
Did he play an extra land for turn?
Did he play an...
He's on... No, he's on the play.
Yeah, he was on the play. Yeah, he lost.
Alright, so now he's got the gifts. And you can just value this out.
Did we just main phase this gift?
I mean, I wouldn't, but it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Slops.
The slops.
Slops called.
So what's your gifts pile here?
Ritual.
I want Baral, Electromancer, Noxious Revival, and Past in Flames.
Does he have rituals in hand? I don't know what his hand is, really.
So I know he has 1 ritual in hand, at least. I don't know beyond that, but you absolutely need the cost reduce.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, so you don't need it. Like, you can go off without it. But having fired off 2 Manamorphose, you kind of need it at this point.
Yeah, okay. So it's Baral, Electromancer, Noxious Revival, Past?
Past, or if he's got a Past, or Ritual. Or he might just be interested in not getting any of that and just trying to go off manually, but it's going to be much harder.
Yeah, if you don't have the Manamorphose, I don't.
Well.
Okay, so he's going to do it.
So we're going to give it a shot.
Oh, he didn't even grab the grape shot, so he's going to have to flash back this gifts from the yard, which is going to be very expensive.
Yeah, unless he has another Electromancer or something in hand, although I don't know why he wouldn't cast it there.
See, that's my problem there, is I think that Manamorphose has to be your action spell.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I don't even know if it's correct. Once you mention it, I think you're probably in the right line of grab your reducers.
Right. So he gave him the rituals. Drew the Baral. There is no justice in this world.
Better be lucky than good.
So you can just brawl pass here.
You could just... Oh, just pass turn?
Cast your brawl and then pass. If you don't think you can go off. So I don't know how many rituals he's got. He can get to 5, but
he was
I don't know if
handed
he can
2
go
rituals.
beyond that.
He was handed a paretic.
Right. So with those 2, he gets to 5 mana.
Yeah.
Off of 1.
Yeah. And then the Past in Flames will be 3, and then you go.
The Past in Flames is in the yard.
Oh, is it in the
So
yard?
it's going to cost 4.
Okay, okay, I see. So he'll still have 1 mana left.
Okay.
And then he can go rituals off of that.
Ritual? Oh, he's got an Empty the Warrens in hand.
Oh. Let's go all in on it. Let's just go. Don't, because now he has Zach has access to red mana. You don't want to lose to a top decked Anger of the Gods.
Right.
So you have to still put the effort into like actually storming out and turning it into one swing. Right?
Correct. So he's up to 7 red mana. Storm count 7. Now we're going to get to draw into some cards with these Manamorphose.
Okay. Oh my god, please do not shortcut your Manamorphoses.
His opponent's shortcutting him for him, which is even worse.
Okay.
Alright.
So that's 2 Manamorphoses. Slops.
Such slops. So now we can generate... We can potentially create, like, just an absurd number of
well,
goblins.
we have 10 mana. Let's just go gifts for...
Yeah, we're just getting gifts for...
Let's go gifts for Noxious... No. Noxious Revival, Serum Visions, Manamorphose.
Just get a Grape Shot.
Grape Shot. Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Well, you still gotta have ways of grabbing the Grape Shot when they put it in the yard.
Yeah, get another Past in Flames.
Oh,
Easier
sure, dude.
peasier.
Sure. I think we're out of rituals, though.
That's fine. We have enough mana to do it. Down to 7. Just all blue spells. Oh. Rethinking.
I would not put a Blood Moon in my pile. What are we doing? Why would you put the Blood Moon in the pile?
I don't know. Maybe you just want to draw it. I don't know what this last card is.
That looks like a repeal. Serum Visions. Sleight of Hand. There are cheaper spells to be casting than a Gifts Ungiven if we just wanted to add to our storm count.
I don't know why he needs to add to his storm count anyway.
I just want to end the game right now, and I'm this is like a...
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but here we are.
Hunter, outthinking even himself. Yeah, they're good.
What in the world?
Oh, he can Echoing Truth them and then recast them. So we're emptying the Warrens for 28 dudes.
The draw is a non-basic land, so that'll do it.
Okay, so Hunter made 28 goblins that last turn with an Empty the Warrens after casting some dumb spells.
Yeah, I don't know why I need 28 of them, but...
I think once you're going that route, you just Grape Shot them.
Well, so he didn't have the Grape Shot. He did have the...
Well, he gifted.
Yeah.
You can get anything with gifts.
You can do anything you want with gifts. So it was a long last round.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with us. Exciting if you like Storm. Probably not exciting for that one guy who hates Storm.
But he stuck around. He's a good sport.
He might have stuck around. He hasn't said anything. Oh, he said something 3 minutes ago. So
yeah,
he at least stuck through 47 minutes of Storm.
And you know what they stuck around for? The most important part of the show. The whole, like, where we give you the spiel about how you should subscribe. And remember to follow us, subscribe, hit us up on the Patreon, or even Facebook. Doesn't cost money to hit us up on Facebook.
Yeah.
But we try to provide premium content of a reasonable level of quality. And if you could just help us, contribute to helping us continue doing that and improving on it, would be great.
Would be phenomenal.
Super.
We've also got a YouTube channel that you can follow.
Yeah, YouTube channel. Watch some sweet videos of me junding people out.
Yeah, lots of good replays. Like I said, there's a replay on from last Saturday.
Yeah, so we had an IQ on Saturday.
Yeah, we had an IQ on the Saturday. Those will be up in the replays if they're not already up there already. We had a nice game with the Esper Gifts player. For those of you who like that kind of stuff.
It was against Eldrazi-tron?
It was against Eldrazi-tron.
Yeah.
Lots of Abzan that weekend, so if you're into the Green Blacks, take a look.
All right, folks.
That'll do it for us. We'll be back tomorrow. I believe Jason Morgan and X will be here.
Mystery
Man, to give you some Standard, and then we'll be back on Modern Thursday and probably Friday and probably Saturday. So stick with us. We've got a PPTQ for you on Saturday.